So Mark,
Yeah.
some people know a little bit of the story of when I drove to New York to work with you.
Oh, yeah.
And they know that it was, oh, Darren, we have some work to do. But there was also another part of that I want to be truthful and honest and open, that I had some issues. And
Yes,
you
you
and I
did.
kind of like got in an argument. Like, I got in an argument with Mark Brown. How is that possible? Like, I tarnished his halo.
Oh.
Like,
There's no halo, Darren.
So-
I'm a regular guy, man.
you're pretty amazing.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
So, how did you see that moment when we started arguing and I couldn't handle it? I was overwhelmed. I was PO'd.
Well, because, and this is hard for any mentor, okay? In effect, you do want your protege to respond to change, to make adjustments, to make tweaks, and sometimes to make yank the wheel and make a radical left turn. Because you know in your heart, based on your experience, your expertise, and your understanding, that it would be good for them to deal with change. Darren, having been a speaker for a while in his own right and being on the circuit, doing comedy, he was pretty much his own man, doing things his way. And it's funny, I saw something that I really believe with all my heart would be helpful to Darren. And I suggested it. If you know me, I don't force myself on anybody. You know, I'm a pretty easygoing guy. But this just felt to me, oh, if Darren did this, it would revolutionize the presentation. And I offered it. It's like saying, Darren, write a script. I don't use a script. I wing it, man. I'm a comedian. But that particular day, we were in the Wallace Auditorium at Reader's Digest by ourselves, Darren and I, and I think Dave was there. Dave McElhaney's other coach. And I said left, Darren said right. I said, really, consider left. Darren said, no, right. And I said, Darren, left, and here's why. I tried to explain why it was helpful to him, and he was having none of it. And it got to a point where he got so heated, and I don't get angry that easily, even though I was called Sour Brown back in the 1970s in Jamaica. But Darren was so adamant, we had to just take a breather. I had to walk left, and he had to walk right, and just kind of let's take a break. Everybody calm down, and let's understand we want the same thing here. And we worked it out. And honestly, over a course of 2 months, between June and August of 2001, Darren made some changes. And I think for me, the coolest thing was, I'm not gonna say he was Mr. Cocky, but he became, and it's so ironic, Darren became more coachable. And if you know Darren now, he is really big on us being coachable. Even as champions, we get coached by people like Patricia Fripp. We have to be coachable. We coach each other in certain things. And it was, to me, a big turning point that he showed that he was coachable. And he was willing to let go of something that was important to him because he trusted. And a good mentor engenders trust with a protege. And that was a turning point in our relationship. That was 17 years ago.
Yeah. I remember when I was driving down to New York with Dave, I was so excited. I was like a little kid. I'm going to work with Mark Brown. He's bigger than life. And I was just like, you know, if he could give me a couple little tweaks. And the drive down there to New York from Boston was so fun. And Dave, who was my other coach, he had been coached by you before, and it was his dream to win the world championship. So it was almost like he felt a part of the journey. And I think he even wanted to just spend some time with you and just to be around you and learn from you. And the ride back was different. The ride back, because of that argument and because of my needing to be more coachable, which I wasn't when I went down there. I was ego, I was a couple tweaks, but the ride back was when everything changed. As Patricia says, the most learning happens in moments of reflection. So it was a lot of reflecting on the way home, and I really had to eat a lot of crow, and that's exactly what I needed. So
And
thanks
the
for
rest,
being honest.
they say, is history. I mean, world champion Darren LaCroix, man.
Well, master mentor, Mark
Hey,
Brown.
the president, CEO, founder of Stage Time University, touching lives globally with coaching and instruction. And because he was coachable, now he's a world-renowned coach himself. Pretty cool, buddy.
I owe a lot to you, my friend.
Glad to be a part of your journey, man. This is a good guy.